Hello everyone, I'm just gonna take my laptop outside and give you guys a nice look of where I'm staying currently here in London. And so here we go. It's a beautiful place. I think it's beautiful. Let's see, what can we see? It's so windy outside, it's terrible. Okay, I'll close it. Close the window, cause okay. So I'm making this YouTube video here. Finally, I haven't made a YouTube video in quite a while. We'll be it's a nice video about the astrological weekly report. DM Astro has also been I've been writing for this website, and I've been telling people those weekly horoscopes, and it's a privilege to write for this page. I'll post the link below where you can find me and all my daily my daily and weekly horoscopes, and it's a wonderful team that I have amongst other astrologers, and it's a privilege to write for them. So let's begin for this week. Just going to do a recap. We're just almost through the whole week, but I'll give you a I'll have all the reports done in one video. So Monday, February 20th, the moon is in Sagittarius. The moon in Sagittarius, we have the moon when it enters in this sign, we give a quick and alert personality. A way to speak, to seek someone that would love to spend the time with and join you on the road of the simple life. So the moon will spend its 2 days here in the sign of Sagittarius. You and everyone around you will find the current trends happening around the world through travel, through speaking. Sagittarius is a sign at times that likes to seek philosophical thought. Sagittarius, out of the 12 signs of this zodiac sign, is called a free spirit. Your goals may be around groups, and you will find it hard to only stay in one particular place. You like broadness. One of the key words for Sagittarius is expansion. So Sagittarius moon is fond of travel to foreign countries, a fond of animals, especially horses, the study of law, philosophy, science, and occultism. So your need to seek for answers, given that Sagittarius, which is also analogous to the 9th house, relates to higher wisdom, philosophies. You have a sense of optimism, good humor, and you're the jovial of the 12 signs. So, starting on this day, Mercury is trining to Uranus, insider's edge to the future. So Mercury, planet of reason, communication, makes a supportive angle to Uranus, planet which of course represents originality, technology, inventiveness. Mercury, sextiling to Uranus, denotes good civic and governmental honors. Expect the unexpected under a Uranus aspect. Expect benefits arising from public and good fortunes coming from oratorical power, or those with great literary skills. Uranus will lead to industrious cleanliness and perfection in regards to details and organization. Mercury gives an independent expression, causing the mind to delve into originality. Success in mechanical industries, engineering, and transportation. New and unexpected fortunes. The fetters of traditional fashion and the conventional nature suddenly becomes a challenge. This position is the hallmark of engineering, invention, and you yourself are a pioneer in the technology and the electric employment. You find that your ideas are becoming a bit more progressive, and such a person always brings a new path into the industry. These ideas are quite lofty, and greater are your ideas, because they are exceedingly creative and futuristic. These new ideas you share with your people or in your groups, either ideas, messages across your groups, they receive it well, and the feelings that are being brought into your own industry become so connected. These ideas you relate emotionally become so progressive. Some will call you So some will come up with great solutions in the literary pursuits, and which of course a sextile angle usually involves a great degree of level of originality, invention, scientific and medical inventions, and of course healing of the sick. If the link is made in any of the air triplicities, either technology, airwaves, or messages being sent across, it will do an exceedingly beneficial great into the electric car industry. Here is a somewhat easier time with plenty of energy, a sparking of new ideas, new experiences, new discoveries, and everything insightful and original. Set against this problematic aspect will be just a small army of details, each demanding your own attention, and these of course should be dealt quite rigorously, one by one, rather than just blowing them off. This will open the doorways for some real progress, an energy that is especially powerful during this time. The conscious decisions we make in this period in time will keep you forgetting new details and very interested for constant research, new ideas, which of course is in fact a very noble aspect to do during this time, in which a way we can express. In fact, for some people it can be too much for people that have a low opinion on these subjects. So Mercury sextiling Uranus, this is a time for creativity, insights, and advances in our own personal life, which of course are very natural, and one does influence a lot of people during this transit. So moving on to Tuesday, February 21st, we got the moon enters into Capricorn, sextiling to Sun, trining Jupiter, and then Mercury sextiling Jupiter. Moon in Capricorn. When the moon is in Capricorn, it represents a sensitivity to society in the professional and in the private life. This sign is dominant in the success of society. We could display this sign of Capricorn with the rulership of Saturn, with its strong endurance, perseverance, with great organizational structure, the willingness to achieve your objective. We can come to represent Capricorn as the ultimate goal. In Freudian psychology, it is the boundaries of the superego and the boundary between the conscious ego and the unconscious, the id. We connect here with Saturn, represents duties, the exaltation and destruction of whatever we have built, intellectual plans and long-time planning. When the moon is in Capricorn, this can make us responsible to society, the home, and family, dominate most of our attention in how to fulfill this obligation that we owe to society. In a more developed chart, moon in Capricorn can give an abundance and help from people who are higher in the social scale. It is best noted as a sign which brings success and glory. Also, whereby we are connected with other persons, which in turn can draw us back into withdrawal. Many people take a down and detrimental effect towards this aspect. Some people can remain reclusive and force themselves to live in a lonely life. Melancholy turns the mind into itself, and therefore, in the most practical environment, things of this nature can also come to affliction. So the Mercury is trining Jupiter. Mercury is in 22 degrees of Aquarius, trining to Jupiter 22 degrees in Libra. So this link that Mercury is making between Jupiter gives you a greater, more positive outlook on life. This trine aspect sees a very easy flow of energies between expansion, keywords for Jupiter, abundance, beliefs, with Mercury, which is best indicated by communication, rationality, the ability to adapt and learn different forms of communication. So, this opportune time to see one express these energies into judicial and learning powers. You have an optimistic outlook on life. You have an outlook in life that is most closely important to you, because Jupiter here causes the mind and our relationships making that important decision in learning. Jupiter is about having an outlook on life, a belief that we can establish today, an outlook that is more established, that can grant us a broader idea. We seek newer developments in our philosophies as well. We are truly defined by our beliefs and core spiritual notions. Growth and expansion is gained by our sense of looking forward to it. In order for us to gain our success in our investments, a successful time today from being blessed with good judgment. In addition, travel is beneficial for you. You may travel to gain information. Knowledge that is presented to you is expressed with good concepts. You would generally have a good day to take care of yourself. If you have a guiding position either in a university or other educational positions, this aspect is connected to success, and these marketed angles towards Mercury deals with learning, teachers, intellectuals, logical method, and Jupiter, the sign of opportunities, the dimension of lawyers, judges, or higher education. A good general sense of education is expected today as a basis of bringing you this established support. This is what this aspect seems to represent. This sometimes often shows the native bringing harmony and good judgment. These people make a careful deliberation. They show us very serious side. And they show us how we can demonstrate a way where we could be reaching these philosophies. They are very careful in literature and respected among law. They make great impressions among honest and sincere people. Today, on Tuesday, Moon sextiling Sun, you like the thrill, you like the original. You will continue forth without any effort. Pisces Sun makes a supportive sextile to Moon in Capricorn. Your channeling energies are building you a structure for which your energies flow quite well with your element, and which you feel quite natural to integrate it with in your personal life. With so much energy and harmony, you're a person who can satisfy its own needs, the needs of the family, and still continue to give more and more, often more to those who need it. You're forgiving. You have the ability to become self-reliant and independent. You may have an abundance of growth within your inner world and the outside world. This is a great formation between these two energies. In fact, you understand the energies of the group. Therefore, conserve the energy, hold this energy to find your inner beauty, or begin by finding your own niche. You have all the harmony, all the energies to make yourself noticed by authority or superiors. Your actions are in harmony and are affecting the way others see you. This works well within your own life. This brings peace, harmony, and you can face life's trivialities with harmony and peace with all. This aspect makes a good time to get around with people you love and understand you. Good time to make and build a friendly support. This will in the long run favor for general success. Financial support favors a general self-esteem and good sense, which can show you the self-confidence, good fortunes, and the loyalty you have to friends. You can have some good feelings around those people who have a past and are going to rise you in life because of these two luminaries. The sun represents the life-giving force, and the moon, which of course makes good home conditions, good people with faith, popularity, and satisfying conditions that will gain you the recognitions of other people. Harmonious time to seek others and arrive at a wholesome change. So Sun in Pisces brings the outer personality more, and to bring himself more into the nature of the Capricornian pursuits, which can do well with material concerns, whichever seeks to apply this combination into the dreamy aspects of Pisces. Today on Tuesday, Moon also trines to Jupiter. Moon represents our emotions, unconscious side of our nature. The planet Jupiter highlights expansion and broadening of the mind. Today's aspects makes us likely to connect to empowering people, success, and people willing to go the extra mile for you. These people have a wider vision and can cause us to experience life abundantly. Moon trine Jupiter will always bring optimism, cheerfulness, and generous people. Often, people play a large and important role in society. Your best teacher could be a Sagittarius, rulership of planet Jupiter. Today, this chart represents you keep harmony with those people that are close to you, and people that are willing to work and play together. This relationship is honest, and you respect greatly other people's ideas. People may demonstrate the way and the direction they tell you, whether it be about a new job, certain opportunities. The way forward fits perfectly to your own ideals. So we move on to Wednesday, February 22nd. Mars square to Pluto, Moon square to Venus, and to Mars. Sexually driven. This combination of Mars, planet of action, self-assertiveness, making an inharmonious square to planet Pluto, which symbolizes deep psychological transformation. Planet of self-renewal of the mind, the urge to do anything special. Sex, death, and rebirth. You're driven, you're passionate, you're compulsive, you're driven sexually, and you need it. Even if it's difficult to get it, this is a period of time when we may see power struggles in relationships. Such energies may have represented this over your lifetime. You have a fear, a challenge, some anger issues, probably controlling issues on the other partner or towards a jointly affair. You have a denial or feelings welled up inside you until it releases into a volcanic eruption, often with severe damage left upon the old native psyche. This Pluto square Mars usually through the action of completely letting go of our own fears and reaching awareness, whereby once acknowledge those that have hurt us in our own past can come through the process of change and transformation. That which was previously intense and magnetic can be used, risen outside the abuse or people exerting their own power and control over you, by bringing you away of the circle of karma or those elements that kept us from advancing in total awareness. In this new cycle of awareness, we bring more of our divine emotions from within to deal and adjust accordingly to that which was once hard and difficult to engage with. Moon square off to Mars today. Of course, we have the Moon represents our emotions, causes us vacillation. The Moon is our very own unconscious. The formation of this square sometimes involves the element that calls upon some fear and some emotional outbursts of fear from opening up. So, the Moon, it's the emotional interface that which we interact within our environment, and also represents the emotion from within. Mars is prone to be assertive, martial, has this quality of action, initiate, to start something. So if the square here is involved, can have the opportunity to lose some of our own temper. This is exact aspect or energy holds great expression to lose a bit of patience, physically, emotionally, and or psychologically. When there's more than what we can do, it could involve ourselves bringing energies which are not very significant and therefore denotes a sense of reflection and self-nurture. The emotional nature here and our interface into environment is likely to be quite foolish. And on the other hand, the individual seeks peace, equilibrium, and becomes aware of any aggressive behavior or having a competitive edge. You should learn to handle the problem by cooperating and having the sensitivity and a strong need to be of help to someone. This amount of hard work is to channel your energies, your need to reflect and keep things at peace. Be as sensitive as you can be during this period in time. Restrain from any passions, no matter what. If whatever you are focused, do focus on that, and whatever quarrels or destructive behavior comes along, you will benefit from these imposed restrictions that may go on through life within. The fiery influence of Mars, that you stood up, you made a quiet remark, and you kept your head cool. So, Moon on Thursday, February 23rd, in astrology, the Moon enters Aquarius, Mercury sextiling Saturn. Moon enters Aquarius. The theme we have, we'll have the Moon in Aquarius, which can also represent the rulership of Uranus. Aquarius is commonly referred to future projects. They are defined by their futuristic goals and objectives to support our dreams, wishes, and hopes. We are open to the vision of the group, working with social groups, long-term visions. It is giving our way where we can reach them, how we can turn our dreams into reality. With the Uranian energies of a more developed chart in his or her astrological portrait, We have someone connected with open-mindedness and is able to venture into the unknown and unseen. Uranus is just the beginning of the world, the primary embodiment of the spirit into matter, and therefore it represents that portion of humanity that incarnate, tearing the chaos into nothingness, the beginning of life, and a new worldview. Uranus, we can see it wants the person to be inventive, able to think. It symbolizes originality. We can see innovations. We had it during the Aquarius age as laptops, washing machines, and of course, astrology. Also, on this day, Mercury is sextiling to Saturn. This aspect of Mercury sextiling to Saturn, with Saturn, will be viewed as pulling the emergency brake on the nervousness, the flighty mind of Mercury, which gives its concentration, thoroughness, a seriousness which is of inestimable value in life. You are a deep thinker and a very serious student. These people enjoy organization of the most profound caliber, and they have a high ability to make logical and reasonable decisions, indicated by this aspect of Mercury sextiling Saturn. There is also potential that there are signs that will ultimately lead to success in whatever the person wishes to pursue. You have a determination and the experience to channel your experience and your knowledge. Everything you undertake is on a well structured and carried on systematically. You love carrying your way intellectually and disciplinary. You act with forethought. This aspect guarantees success. The seriousness and the practical approach of a Saturn, which will, by the course of the individual effort, will give you the discriminating power to analyze the myriad of details and problems that we may consider, whereby no temporary failure is able to stand in its own way. In your innate expression, this should lead the way to success, and where one can cultivate a better understanding and loyalty through an ally in time, where people will recognize your greater self. The sextiling can be commonly effective in your thinking and involving you with your greatest pride and ambition about your task and daily accomplishments. They are generally known for their success in some very serious enterprises. You'll likely be very organizational, practical, writing your taxes, using your skill of taking care of business. If you have other work that requires these skills, you'll very much enjoy doing them during this time. Whether that be teaching a new skill, someone during this transit is marketed with the native to become very present at a philosophical class, a teacher in religion, or some ideas that possibly relate to people in some way. That ideas that could be displayed to you, the focus into politics, social political concepts with consummate skill. They are demanded almost at an instant. They are very practical when it comes to dealing with issues at hand. They are very often very serious, and the mind often gravitates to social issues of judgment, and which also relates to Mercury, which is memories, thoughts, and transferring of information. Friday, February 24th, 2017, in astrology, Moon continues in Aquarius, forms a sextiling to Venus. So, Moon sextiling Venus. Moon, of course, represents our emotions, represents the the way we interact with the outside world from within. The Moon symbolizes our receptivity and our unconscious side of our nature. The Moon is very instinctive, impulsive in its own action. Venus symbolizes pleasure, aesthetics, which symbolizes feelings of love, romance, to our relationships and all that we meet outside into the world. So, Moon sextiling Venus. This is a time of feeling secure, and you should therefore be open to new people and be able to open and interact with the world. You are appreciated by your own aesthetics. You are left open to all the Venusian qualities in today's chart. You will find that planet Venus, you can recreate the home or beautify your own surroundings. You fear rejection, you will either experience yourself with an inner balance, that you are emotionally fulfilled already, or you can give the expression through music, which can strengthen your appeal into relationships towards the opposite sex. You are very artful, and this can lead to a new sense of beauty. You have learned how to balance your own emotional needs so that you no longer have the desire to neglect those you love. You have a lot of beauty, and you should not feel downtrodden and that life isn't fair. You will have enough abundance reserve. This aspect guarantees freedom to find love in his own natural home. and sometimes you are rewarded with physical and material wealth. Saturday, Moon enters Pisces, sextiling Mars, Uranus, and conjuncts Mercury. Moon in Pisces. The Moon in this theme, through the mystical Pisces. The Moon in Pisces makes it sensitive. You are a natural feeler, sensitive to other people with a psychic perception. Moon in Pisces makes us dreamers. Our desire to be expressed in areas and channels of development into the medium of psychism. The ability to transcend any physical labor. In many ways, this need of action, of not doing anything, is what will be done to kick back and let things take its course. Take the foot off the accelerator and let the dreams and inspirations come to you. Gather insights by this Moon in Pisces. Take an extra vacation, extend your duties for a later time. The days of pushing things to the limit to make things happen has come to a complete stop. And properly so, and that everything that is hanging out around you at this time may just go either way for you. For this shall also pass. Thus, what I suggest is not to get too wrapped up into your own personal boundaries and the identity of the self or of others, but just let things go for a spell. Opinions and moods of others will finally fade away. Nothing to be done to change this except to be patient and meditate. Inquire within and find that you have all the possibilities and to fulfill your dreams to come near you. So Moon conjunction Mercury, and I believe it's in its first degrees of Mercury now, is a very harmonious aspect since it regards how we communicate. Mercury rules intelligence, communications, and thoughts and ideas. When this moon makes a positive aspect to Mercury, we will also like to see how it symbolizes into our emotions. The moon represents a sensitivity towards the outside environment, and therefore this is very instinctive and it's almost predictable. We should talk about how we have a strong attachment to speaking. This can be experienced on something important. We can stimulate a conversation and can only bring answers to people in groups in the personal life of others. In your own personal life, this is characterized by opening up. You are a natural counselor or psychologist by nature. You love to discuss your own true self. This puts an emphasis on how we get along with people, and such situations can bring you a meaningful people into your own life. As we can see with this particular conjunction with the moon, which is about our infancy, our earlier environment, and going into our home. This can bring an upbringing of emotions related to tradition, home, and study of genealogy, archaeology. To know where you came from, you have a keen mind with Mercury dominant in today's chart. On Sunday, we have the solar lunar eclipse in Pisces, and we have Mars conjunct Uranus. So, ready, set, freedom. This astrotype for this cycle of this lunation. Mars is the planet that is self-assertion, the self-defense. Makes a conjunction to planet Uranus, planet of revolutions. Uranus causes us shakeups. Uranus is very unpredictable. Events highlighted here will be under expect the unexpected. You are headstrong, rash, compulsive during this period in time. Wild, daring, and plain recklessness and impatience put you into some very and dangerous, serious situations under this period. This, in many ways, is an idealistic time for you. These two planets, Mars being in lower passions, and Uranus represents a very highly developed man that has reached Uranian energies and has able to conquer his lower passions, and is now able to gradually turn into compassion for when the Uranian energies. It embraces all sexes, whether male or female. For Uranus, it is a divine love of all souls, and Mars, once reached its beyond business or enterprise, where a man put his material collections, Uranus becomes an all-encompassing, all of. So these influence of these two planets will bring unexpected events and peculiar experience, which draw towards him events, but will always characterize something ending abruptly, and then will begin, given a time to take more trust in that action. So the native can have a series of events that relate to psychology, astrology, occultism. The phenomenon usually takes into clairvoyance or seerships of some kind or another. It is a kind of time to pursue such alternate goals with endurance and enthusiasm. Your moods are sharp and hot. You may create a short temper and you may have an aggressive spirit. You tend to snap and act quickly, impulsive without much thinking. You are abrupt. There's no let me stop to think about it. You want it here and now sort of thing. You act quite quickly to situations, and if you act on a schedule imposed from others, you may come to resist that. You are willing to have a great deal of freedom and will like to go against any self-imposed rules. This element is quite fierce and roughshod over the needs of others, carelessness and belligerent on others. Impatience and recklessness will occur during this time. If you are moving, considering you are on the road, at home, work, physical, or mental, others will seem slow and you're likely going to snap on someone else's toes. Difficulty to constrain yourself. Mars allows to complete unrestriction into the uncharted lands. As he seeks a quick self-gratification of all his lower passions, intercourse with the opposite sex is likely during this time. Mars must turn his passions inwardly and meditate. Don't cause any upheavals at this time. Don't take any unnecessary risk while driving or engaging into any mechanical industry equipment that requires extra caution and care, as you are more accident prone during this time. Thank you all for watching. This has been an astrological weekly forecast for the week of February 20th to 26th, 2017. Thank you all for watching this video. It's quite a long one. Don't forget to like and share and subscribe.